Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Formula One 2017, and welcome to the Malaysian Grand Prix. We're about to hear our voicemail of where we should qualify in ninth today.
Hi, just letting you know that we've had the team's expectations through for the upcoming qualifying session.
And it is indeed ninth. Let's go ahead and head into qualifying for Malaysia so we can put Singapore behind us and pretend that never happened. Even though, in the end of the day, it wasn't a terrible result, we did lose some of those rivalry points to Perez there, which is not ideal. Alright, let's move on to qualifying one. A lot to talk about this week. A whole lot to talk about. Especially in the realms of the real Formula One world. I'll try and find a point to talk about such things somewhere in the duration of this race weekend. I probably should have just used this overly long loading screen.
We don't need to push too hard in this session. We should have the pace to qualify easily.
We should have the pace to qualify easily. However, I'm not feeling so good about ye old setup this week, or at least ye old how the car is driving. I'm going to take some brake pressure off of it and go ahead and lock it in. But I'm having a lot of troubles with the car here, especially with the change of direction situations. It's either snapping to understeer or snapping to oversteer. It's just been overall underwhelming. Underwhelming would be the word. See if we can improve in the qualifying session. It's not been super encouraging that the AI that brings the car out to the track like that has been faltering. Has spun the car in practice even. Yeah, that's not a great sign at all. Here we go. That DRS. And we'll head into the sun of turn one. Talk about that 100. Get down to second gear. It is pretty good with the rotation in the slow turns. All of these flat, kind of medium speed turns here that the car has really had its struggles with. I've really had struggles with getting it woed up too. Despite many different setup options that I have tried. This is one turn in particular, or one set of turns. Oh no, yeah, did it there too. It just sometimes it goes into that set of double apex turns and the front end does not respond at all. And in fact, the car feels even worse now than it did in practice, so that's not a great sign. I don't fully understand what it is about this track and just some of the select tracks on the circuit where our car just does not quite work. And I have not identified what part of the car perhaps needs the most development to try and fix that. Is it chassis or aero? I'm leaning towards chassis. We are definitely going to have to do another lap here. But yes, there is a plethora of things we could talk about this week to do with the
That lap puts you at P5.
the Baku race, which happened in the real F1 this past weekend. I personally did not get the chance to catch the race live, but I, of course, found out about all the stuff that happened and watched the highlights and whatnot. Let's get out of here. Oh yeah, there it's snapping to that oversteer.
Of fuel left.
Yeah, it is just not a happy camper here. Well, I know I can do better down here. Let's woe up even more. Now it snapped oversteer in the middle of the turn. This is going to be an ugly weekend. I wish our car was doing better so I had more opportunity to talk about the real F1s. But I got to do some work right now. I'm not super confident about even making it out of Q1 at the moment. push through here.
Okay, you need to come in before you run out of fuel.
We
Pit
at
within
least
2 laps.
we at least did pick up some in Sector 3. It load up. Yeah, we picked up a lot in Sector 3. We'll see if that's enough. Still only puts us behind. But a 36.3 is okay. 35s would be more comfortable. Well, we made it out of Q1 fairly safely. P11, but I mean, only being just ahead of Massa is not a comfortable feeling. I need to find a little bit of pace here, especially for Q2. I'm also having pretty significant tire wear here, so we're not going to get to do anything too crazy, I don't think, with tire strategy in the race, so gotta make the most of it here. I am going to go out and do flying laps right at the beginning of Q2 here. I gotta go faster, but I really need to slow down a bit to ease up on the mistakes. The sun is further down, so hopefully the visuals are better. Maybe that will help. I kind of have my doubts, but maybe. Way load up for the hairpin here so we can get a nice acceleration out of the turn. Well, hi sun. So much for the visuals being better. At least he goes behind the grandstands? Not really. Alright. It's any easy now. Oh man, and I screwed it up already. Ugh. Okay. These are the tires we would start the race on, so I definitely don't want to go ahead and put two laps on these tires. I'm gonna go in and I guess put on a new set and try again. Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. Hamilton's out doing laps on softs like it's not even an issue. Because it isn't an issue for him, of course. Here we go. I didn't catch qualifying of Baku either, but I did, of course, see the very close call that Toro Rosso had. That was an interesting situation that, of course, sparked a lot of conversation. Most of the conversation being held by people that, of course, are not Formula One drivers. But it was a very close call between Hartley and Gasly. Very happy that it ended up just being a close call, because that could have been a very, very bad incident if they had collided. Just can't find that second apex for that turn. Initially, there was a lot of blaming going on there. I don't know how necessary any of that was. People are so quick to, slam the gavel down and make judgment on this stuff before they actually understand what happened. And that was certainly one of those cases. I think we're gonna have to do 2 laps if we're gonna make it out of Q2. Because this will barely be a 35, I would say. Not even. It was a terrible lap.
Felipe's lap times are slightly faster than yours. Felipe is faster.
My sincere apologies. I cannot speak about all of the things I need to speak about because I have got to drive this car. And apparently I have to drive the hell out of it. I'm pretty good in Sector 1, it seems. And there's some nice time pickup there.
Felipe is currently in P6, 6th place.
the outside curve, get back to the gas. It only kicked out a little bit that time, so that was much better.
Okay, you've fallen down the table. You're currently in P9.
Shut up, Jeff.
Understood, copy that.
Hey, look what I fixed. Well, our tires are going to be trashed, but through willpower, I would say, we managed to get this car to scoot around for a lap. There we go. I don't know that it's going to be like a super safe lap, but it was much better. P6. And now our tires are going to be real questionable. We're going to have to probably do some kind of two-stop strategy or something in the race. We'll see. Turn car, turn car, turn car. No, this is fine. This is fine. I like it over here. Well, let's just sit here and let time run out. We got 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 2 minutes to talk about the rest of the things I wanted to talk about. So, yeah, that was kind of it with that incident. You know, there was a flat tire or some bent suspension or something like that. His car was slow. There was no yellow flags or anything like that, and he was trying to stay to the left side of the track, which is out of the way, but the car wouldn't, of course, want to steer left. And then when Gasly approached him, he approached him from the left side, which I think is why he tried to turn right. It was why Hartley wanted to turn right to get out of the way, but that wasn't the right way, blah, 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 blah. It was a very bad situation that could have been extremely real. Basically, it could have been a tragedy if it had gone poorly enough. But that's kind of part of racing, really. Crazy stuff like that happens, and you have to know that things like that are going to happen. Will Hartley, probably ever have an incident like that again in his career? Maybe not. Maybe he learned enough from that experience to know what not to do in the next situation, or, to just get the car parked somewhere if it's that bad, or whatnot. Maybe the FIA, the marshals and stuff learned enough about what to do in a situation like that, and flagging. You never know. It could happen the next race, too. So yeah, I want to say mostly about that. I think people were much too quick to slam down judgment on that, and from what I heard, Hartley was extremely distraught after that incident. They were both pretty shaken up about it, but at least in the race, they were able to shake it off and continue along in the race, and they did score a point. I think it was Hartley's very first point in Formula One, so that is good. They scored that point, though, in a race that was pretty wild. The thing with those street courses is there's always going to be safety cars. There's always going to be, crashes and things like that. Hey, P8. And Massa got knocked out. Well, fine. Where's Perez? Oh, Perez is way up the field. We're not going to be scoring points on him today. Oh, well. I guess I will try and work in some race talk during Q3. Alright, here we go. Hello, plane. Bye, plane. See if we can mirror that lap we just did. And honestly, I would be more than happy with that result. I don't know how likely it is. Still not very happy with the car. I'm going to focus on driving and not trying to carry a conversation at the moment. Barely got it owed up. That felt pretty good. Again, Sector 1 is where our car seems to be the best around. Decent launch there. It could have been a little faster in the center. That's a very frustrating turn. It gets so tight out of there. Not nearly as frustrating as this one, although that was about golden. I just can't seem to repeat that very often. I better make the most of this lap and not throw away that good turn. This one too, very frustrating. Managed to get it to rotate though. A little bit oversteer out of there. Didn't let me get back to the throttle. This might be a 34. We'll see. This is the lap I needed in lap 1 of Q2. 35.0. I honestly think that's all I have. I honestly do. I don't know that there's more to get out of this thing. There was a couple little bobbles, but getting this car to not bobble through a whole lap has been pretty much impossible. The good news is we'll have plenty of time to talk about, chat about the race. Alright, basically...
Our best lap so far is a 1:35.0.
Basically, the only thing we're really interested in is how we do versus Perez. But he's already up on us in Sector 2. It's not looking too great. Only we're pretty far up on him in Sector 1. But anyway, the race, interestingly, the biggest topic of discussion is the two that are right ahead of me there, Verstappen and Ricciardo. And that has been the topic of discussion for a good part of the season, to be honest. And first off, I want to start with everybody sit back, take a breath, and just think about this is probably going to end up being one of the most interesting Formula One seasons we may experience in this decade, or in decades, basically. It's just not very often you have 3 teams that are actually competitive for winning championships, and or winning races at least, and it's even less common that you have teams that have 2 drivers that are fighting for wins and fighting for championships. In my experience of growing up watching F1, it was always the case that you had a very good team that had 1 very good driver. And there's just these rare but really interesting opportunities where you can have 2...
You're sat slightly higher than expectations. Great job.
Thanks, Jeff. 2 very good drivers in a very good car, but it sets up just a really bizarre situation where do you let those 2 very good drivers fight, or do you try to focus on one of them, Ferrari style, or do you, try to just keep them separated, even if it's, a lower result for one or the other, but you just, try to help the team out the most as you can, which I think is what Mercedes does. And then Red Bull is kind of like, or has been, just letting them have at it, letting them, do whatever they want to do, race however they want to race. They are their own independent teams, basically. There's the Ricciardo team, there's the Verstappen team. That's something they're going to have to review, I think, because they race in such different ways. To me, Verstappen, now we're going purely into cone opinion time, and I'm sorry if my opinions don't line up with yours, but that's opinions for you. So, Verstappen's driving style is very selfish, I believe. He drives in a way where he feels that he is owed the victory every race, and it is everyone else's responsibility to make sure that he gets there. That's not... I'm saying that as if it's a bad thing, but it can be a very good thing. I think he could, if he can hone in on that, he could go out there and dominate and, do very well, because he shows and has shown that he has the ability to drive the car very fast and can do some crazy things behind the wheel and make moves that nobody else can or maybe is willing to make. The problem there is, not only is the competition very close to him and honestly getting fed up with that mentality, Ricciardo is very close to him and getting fed up with that, driving style. I think if you're Sebastian Vettel and you're butting heads with Verstappen, it's annoying. But if you're a teammate and you're butting heads with him, that's going to be not only annoying, it's going to be very distracting, and it's just going to seem very, cross-effective. Why are we a team if we're going to race each other like this? Could Ricciardo just back off and let Verstappen, do what he's got to do? Sure. But, I don't know how to word this correctly, but I feel like last season and this season are Ricciardo's last chances to make a stand in Formula One. If he doesn't shine now, he's going to be Mark Webber. Does that make any sense? Like, if he doesn't push to the front of the field, or get himself in a Ferrari, or get himself in a Mercedes, or, get Red Bull to be the top team again, and he's not that one, he's not going to get that opportunity again. He's only got these couple of years to do it. Doesn't mean he's going to go away from Formula One. He might still be in good cars, and he might still win races, but he's never going to chase for championships. Versus Verstappen's in a position, I feel like he is in a position where it's very hard for him to do wrong, and he will have more opportunities moving forward to drive for teams that are better, or just have good situations where he can fight for championships. He still has more of that opportunity. So it's frustrating for me, and I think it's frustrating for a lot of people to see Verstappen kind of wasting Ricciardo's opportunity there. That's my take on it. I feel like, more than anything, I'm very frustrated at seeing him making it harder for Ricciardo.
Our best
But
lap
it's
so far is
totally
a
his
1 minute 35.0.
his right to do that, I suppose. Is it his right to go out and wreck drivers? No, that's not true.
Grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top three, who are Vettel, Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton. The grid is set then, so that just leaves the race itself. Join us tomorrow, where we'll be live with all the action. And until then, it's goodbye.
Well, that happened very quickly, and I didn't get half of the thoughts I wanted to get out. Alright, well, we're starting P8, which is fine, I guess. We'll see what we can do with that. I'm not feeling too confident about it, to be honest. I guess we'll just continue on here. So the actual incident in the race, blah, blah, blah. Did he make too many moves? Did Ricciardo just cook the corner? Did Red Bull make the wrong call with leaving them out in strategies that left them close to each other? All of that stuff does not matter to me at all. What happened. All that we need to really think about, and all we need to see what's going to happen, is what is Red Bull going to do to figure out how to let these two exist on a team. That's what I'm interested about, because obviously, as of now, it's not working, and it's hurting their team overall, and bummer, we're very, very close, but fell short of hitting the next resource points goal. That's what I'm very interested in. Oh, it's going to be tied up here. Yep. Sorry, we're drawing. Here's the reputation stuff. Personally, I thought, again, like I said, basically, I already made this point. Verstappen was driving that race quite selfishly and was putting him, the team, and Ricciardo in bad situations for basically the entirety of the race. Ricciardo was aggressively staying in that battle and certainly forced the issue as well. But I feel like I said, his hand is being forced in that matter. So there's not a lot he can do about it. And I am not a Formula One driver.
Hi, it's Emma here. Just wanted to let you know what the team are hoping for in the race.
What you got? 9th place. And also, none of us watching this are Formula One drivers. So I don't really know that any of us are qualified to say who was totally at blame in the incident. But I do think we're all smart enough and we're all, qualified to make the call on which of the two of them there was the aggressor in that situation. And that's kind of where the frustration sets in for me. With all of that said, it's making this extremely interesting this season. There's so many different dynamics. There's the Ferrari-Mercedes battle. There's the Vettel-Hamilton battle. There's the mid-pack scuffle. There's this Red Bull, kind of rivalry going on in the team. There's the McLaren-Honda thing with the Toro Rossos seeming like they're doing significantly better with Honda. There's the Alonso trying to, basically relaunch his career with a new start, and the Renault engine, McLaren. It's all just very interesting, and I want to make sure that everybody understands that I think this is going to be a very special season, and that we should all be very much so focused on enjoying this season, because I don't know how many of these we'll ever get again. It's just seeming to be set up to be something very unique. So sit back and enjoy it. Don't worry too much about hating one driver or the other.
Okay, you've qualified higher than we expected, so let's try to build on this position throughout the race.
Sir, yes sir. Race strategy, yeah, they want us to two-stop. I think that's going to be something we have to do because we did 2 laps on those supers. We'll see how it plays out, but I have a feeling others are going to one-stop, and that's probably going to lose us positions. So we're just going to have to drive somewhat aggressively here. I considered doing 2 on the supers and then going to softs, but looks like we just couldn't go long enough to do that. It's a 28-lap race. We have 29 laps of fuel. We'd have to do 6, 12... 12 to 28. Yeah, that's too many laps on the softs, I fear. So yeah, I think we're going to stick with the normal strategy. Never know, maybe we'll get some safety car action in there or something to shake it up. Let's try for a good start here. I think it's very important for us to make spots on the start, since we don't have a lot of pace today, especially on that car next to us. Alright, I think we're very close to clear on the inside. Oh, somebody shoved it in there. It was Ocon. I beg your pardon. Morning collision with Ocon. I would like to see that replay. I would like to see that replay and get a better understanding on what exactly happened.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
Let's see what race pace is like. It's not always the case that the field has the same pace in the race as they did in qualifying and practice. However, the car still feels just as bad now as it did then. Hopefully following cars and mirroring lines, I can stay in a little bit better shape. We got Raikkonen out of position here, but he's on softs. He must have had a bad start. Car feels really skaty. See, I think I tried so desperately in practice to get this thing to have the front end grip it needs, and I never really got to that point, to be honest. And now I'm worried that the rears are going to be suffering in the race. Sorry, my friend, I had to lick the stamp. I'm happy with the start here. See if we can hold on to them though as the field stretches out. And then, like I said, I'm a little bit worried about the strategy. Doesn't seem like we're on the ideal strategy. Offline there. And to kind of, I mean, I'm sure I'm already going, I just by stating my opinion on that matter, I've opened myself up to potential hate. There's a lot of passion about this Verstappen-Ricciardo situation, because they're 2 extremely different drivers with, from what I could see, just 2 completely separate fan bases. So yeah, there's a lot of passion driving this debate. And I can definitely understand it. And I have no respect lost for those that are supporters or defenders of Verstappen. Even though I don't necessarily see things the same way, that doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong. At the end of the day, like I said, none of us are Formula 1 drivers. We don't know what it's like to be in their shoes. But it's part of the joy of being a fan is getting to sit on the sidelines and debate these things, and it's very good for the sport, I think. It's very good. Whoa, okay, that was a little dirt. It's very good entertainment. Oh, man. He's in the nose again. Going to be a very big struggle here, I think. Hopefully it's a little bit more evened out once we get to the softs. It's a shame. This is 2 seasons in a row where I feel like I'm really struggling at this track, which is a shame because I love this track and it's really interesting, and it's going away. Or it's basically already gone. Just gonna have to try and make the most of it. I'm already at 56. It's a little risky, but I'm gonna try and go to 54.
You'll be on the softs.
I tell you what. The next F1 game, if they don't do anything real dumb, should be a riot because unlike in this season, I think there's a lot more options because the field has so much more parity, but in very different ways. We've seen the front 3 have tracks already in this season where a particular car is stronger than the rest, but they're all still close. So hopefully Cody's can represent that well. And yeah, should just be an interesting experience. I will buy 1 grip for any amount of money at this point. I have 1 grips, please. We're gonna get Durst here. Sorry, dearest. That's a very old joke, and this series has a lot of newer viewers that certainly were not part of the Kurt Beef F1 era.
So the gap to our teammate is 4.5 seconds.
It comes back from when there was Kurz, and Kurz and Durs sounded very good together. I miss Kurz. I miss having the option to use your battery power whenever you wanted around the lap. That was fun. Sounds like for the next rigs, they're sticking with this same engine package, but they're just getting rid of the turbo energy recovery because it's just a very expensive technology, apparently. There's probably no selectable cars again.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.5 seconds.
There was a rather in-depth discussion going on in the Patreon Discord this morning about how to fix F1 and how to change it, how to make it better, and all of this. And I kind of had to just take the stance of it's really good right now. I don't love the package, and I don't like the engine sound, and the engine stuff isn't very appealing to me. But I almost chopped his nose off there. It was Perez. But yeah, I really struggle to
Your pit window is now open.
like give them a clear-cut answer on what direction Formula One needs to take. Can we get the inside here? Dicey thing to do. Car was not happy about it. I don't think the regulations affect how good the season is as much as people might think. A lot of it's just kind of by chance. Sometimes a lot of people get the formula right. Sometimes only one person gets the formula right. And that's happened all throughout Formula One history. It's what makes Formula One to me. But you do have to keep changing the formula. If you leave the formula the same for too long, which they're getting near that point, then it just gets stale. And everyone just starts fighting over the gray areas of the rules. Where is this pit entry? Oh, Perez pit behind us. That's great news. That is fantastic news. So at least we're not losing out to Perez in strategy. Well, let's hope we come out in front of him, though. Guys.
Complete, go
Yes.
now.
We lost out big time in that pit sequence. Bye, Perez. It was nice knowing ya.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
I have my doubts I'm going to catch him. Drive the crap out of this thing for a few laps, try and catch. I don't have to take care of these tires at all, which is nice. The bad news is I don't really like these tires, to be honest. Car was questionable on supers, it's real questionable on the softs. Although they feel better than the worn out softs, or worn out supers, I must admit. I hope we undercut some people here. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. These are the races that make me nervous about doing third season with this car. Is it going to be good enough to fight for a championship like I would like to?
Okay,
See how the development goes. Oh, weird. That's a lot of different strategies.
0 seconds.
So they must be doing 2 supers and softs, I guess. Can't imagine what else they would do. Unless they're doing 2 supers and mediums. I'm just happy there's still other cars around. Ocon's really messed this little pack up, hasn't he? I don't know why. This car's just not responding to the softs, or they just weren't at the temp yet. I think we were in the DRS zone.
Felipe in the pits. Felipe has pitted.
It's quite a little gaggle here. It's a gaggle. And the Force Indias are going to take each other out, as they do. Oh, big lag.
Okay, distance to teammate.
3 wide.
17.0 seconds.
Kept it off of him. Kept it off of him. Still keeping it off of him. That went better than expected. Perez made it out ahead, unfortunately. I'm hoping Ricardo is going to go up there and fight him since he's on the faster tire. That's what we need. Oh, big understeer. I could sense it was going to do that. Gosh, the fronts are just not doing anything right now. Probably too hot? I don't know. I don't feel like flipping through the menus right now. Oh, it's real bad. Jeez. And all those little flicks to save it are only making it worse. Gotta make sure I get a good exit. Get a good baseball lap.
Our gap to our teammate is 2.5 seconds.
That's pretty close. That isn't good. We're still in the points, but I don't know how this is going to shake out. Magnussen's out on new softs. Trying to take it a little easier. Felt like maybe I was overworking these tires. Grass will cool them down, right? That's how it works. Looks like that front's getting bunched up. Is it a Toro Rosso? I don't know who that is.
The courier has come in and fitted the soft tire.
Thanks, Jeff. Does he respond if you say that? Thanks, Jeff.
Our tyre data is looking positive so far. I think there's plenty of life left in these for the moment.
Yep, that's what I said. It's a Sauber. I must be doing a one-stop or something. Excuse me, pardon me. I didn't exactly nudge him or anything, but kind of bullied him out of the way there. I think he would be too pleased. Magnussen was also in a bit of hot water this last weekend for aggressive driving, and has often been in hot water for that. Speaking of aggressive driving, I can see why you were holding up this back so much. Yeah, I'll break him here. Get out of here.
3.1 seconds.
Alright. We actually aren't ridiculously far from our next stop. Seems like nearly everybody is on the two-stop. So that'll help us a little bit. We really want to finish ahead of Rez, but I don't see how that's going to happen at the moment. Especially with lockups like that. Lockups. What ruined Vettel's race in Baku. And Vettel, love him or hate him, it's certainly been quite a thing seeing him put so much into the races. Like, he's really driving like his livelihood depends on it. He wants that red championship so bad. I don't know, to solidify his career, like solidify his accomplishments or something like that. But he's just driving like with a lot of desire, which is much more interesting than he drove in Red Bull days, I think. Even if it is a little wild. Barely, or not even really getting away from Magnussen. I'd like to try a little bit of undercut.
Our gap to first place is 24.4 seconds.
I'm getting into a little bit of a groove here, which is good, but
Gap to car in front is 5.3
I
seconds.
still feel like I'm babying the car around. This is not... Oh, buddy! Jeez. It's not fun. It's very stressful. Oh, it's so mad right now. Hi! We're going to be fighting just to keep points today. Let me know your thoughts on what direction you think I need to go with the car to make it better on tracks like this. Or is it purely just the way I'm driving it? Which is very possible, considering I struggled here last season too. Double doors, all the way, across the sky. What does it mean?
The gap to teammate is 2.4 seconds.
Okay. I think you drove into my door there, or my side. I'll let you have the position back, but I'm calling shenanigans. I hadn't even locked up or anything, really. Get off of that curb. Resume racing. Okay. Aye, aye, Captain. Hulkenberg out of the race. That doesn't help us. We really need to see Perez out of the race more than anything. I'm surprised by the lack of speed on the straightaways. Even on DRS, just hanging with them. DRS in a good draft here.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Nah, over-undered. Apparently, Magnussen's really into the wheel-to-wheel stuff. Even in virtual form. I shouldn't try to battle into this turn. What is my worst turn? Get booped. Really? I thought the fronts were worse than that. They don't grip the AstroTurf very well, I'll tell you that much. Hi, Masa. Having some problems, my friend. I'm surprised I got it there. Kind of curious what the tires were doing during the lap. Not that I can actually see it while I'm driving, but I can look at it after. Do look pretty toasty. Ridiculously so, but hotter than I think you'd like. Be good for our championship points if we could both get around Magnussen here. Sold me a dummy into that one, didn't he? I'm gonna let you go. No, I'm not. So slidey. Jeez. My arms are gonna be tired after this one. It's a good thing I make up time there.
Pit window is open. The pit window is open.
That was on me. I should know by now that they will not leave you room, even if you're next to them. They're gonna glue to that racing line and they're gonna stay there. I feel like his tires are going off too. Seeing that car move around a lot more than I was. I'm ready for you too. Hopefully we don't get boxed in this time. Here we go. That was bold on my part, but it hopefully paid off. They're all staying out a lap. That might help us get a little bit of undercut on them. And doesn't look like there's anybody behind us, which is nice. Don't have to worry so much about that.
Go, go, go.
Clean stop this time. Alright. See these through to the end.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Hello there, Mr. Signs. Take it you haven't pit yet. Hopefully we can make quick work of this. Or perhaps you have pit yet. You're very fast. That's a possibility too. Don't think so. Oh, this is gonna hurt. Time-wise. Should have waited till this turn. At least we get DRS, I guess. Not gonna help if we can't make a turn.
Felipe's pitting now. Felipe is in the pits.
We'll see how this shakes out. Feeling is we may have just dived out of the points in this. Yeah, I think Science is actually battling us here. No, it looks like we had a pretty good pit stop. Oh, turn in, turn in, turn in, turn in. Made it stick. Is that a rule in F1 that the racing cars can't cross the white line? 'Cause I may have just done that there, but I don't know if that's a rule in F1 or not. The game doesn't seem to make note of it. It's currently 9th. Perez is ahead of us, he's already pit. Might just be our race right here. Could be one that hasn't stopped ahead of us. By my counts.
The gap to the car ahead is 10.1 seconds.
Certainly not going to catch Perez without a catastrophe. Look after these tires a bit. Yeah, there's somebody on pit road now. We should be getting a pretty decent undercut on right now. Who is it?
Virtual safety car.
Oh, VSC.
Reduce speed immediately and keep a positive delta. Some information on Alonso. It looks like the problem is terminal.
Alonso's out. I think we did get
Okay, slow down,
Magnussen.
slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce
I'm
your
trying.
pace.
Well, it's too bad we couldn't have gotten that pit stop done during this.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flag. minutes.
It's always the case that right at the VSC ending, I'm always headed for the grid. Okay, there we go. Right back to DRS. Turn to racing. You really needed a full safety car there to actually have changed anything in this race. Didn't affect too much.
Just come in. They're now on the soft tyre. Softs on the car behind.
See what we can do. I think I'm gonna have a hard time holding them off, but I don't know. Good little getaways
Our
help.
gap to the car in front is 11.2 seconds.
That might not have been it for the cars going out, too. Because it was a pretty quiet start to the race for that stuff. Is that a purple sector 1? Odd. Not the ideal line there. Not the ideal line at all. I'm trying to draw away from them a bit. Hopefully they're fighting each other. End of the day, I kind of wish I had tried some kind of contrarian strategy, like super softs to mediums. I just don't know that it would have worked out because we're fighting the cars so much. It's much easier to do weird things with strategy when you have a car that actually drives well. It was our fastest lap of the race, and it was not very good. I gotta look at fuel too. And it's back. No go.
Okay, gap ahead is 12.0 seconds.
He's just gonna keep sliding away. I've done a lot of silly things in my F1 2017 career. Have I ever run out of fuel though? I don't think that I have. Not that I can remember. So that's something. Good job, me. Let's try and not make today the day we do that. Try and save in the infield. Slow sections. Short shift a little bit. I think it's really helping. Hello, Understeer, my old friend.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I'm trying. mess up there. Honestly, it's probably helping the tire wear too.
Gap to car in front is 14.7 seconds.
Not running no 36s today. Honestly, the car felt better. It felt faster and more competitive at Singapore. Singapore just gonna Singapore. If not for the Austin Bowers moment, we would have had a really great race there. Dursed. We're getting dursed. Ooh, don't get double dursed. I'm not going to get it here. I have to try and make this move on the outside since they defend the inside so vigorously. A physical and mental workout this race has been. I done goofed. Well, that's not going to make that front end grip situation any better.
Damage to the front wing. Be easy on the car till we get it repaired. We don't want to risk making this worse.
I honestly think that's like mental fatigue. I did not compensate for his braking into that turn. We didn't need that end plate anyway. It was holding us back.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, she made that stick and we did it cleanly. So that's good.
Decap to the car ahead is 16.6 seconds.
Having fun up there, Perez? I'd really go for a sudden downpour right now. Oh yeah, I would like some of my front end grip back. I think part of my wing stuck in your gearbox there, Magnuson. Could I have that back? That'd be great. Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be rough. I think I just booped him. Get out of the grass, you fool. Oh, I was kidding about the monsoon thing, but it's suddenly foggy. These two are outside here. Oh, it's Massa. Hi, Massa. Where did you come from? Came from the land of brake checks, apparently. And Magnuson just dropped way back. Please turn. I have car voice commands. I feel a lot worse in this race if I finished behind Massa. That would be the ultimate letdown. It's looking like it might be that way.
Some fuel remaining. Alright then, some information on Massa. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
That's not the thing I want to hear when I'm right behind him. Those are always overly dramatic, though. I was hoping over-under, but he kept his wheel right where I needed to be to do it. I think he might be having some engine problem because he seems slow out of the turns. Whereas we're slow in the turns. Can I have some track? Please, sir. You're so slow into there. Alright, let's not Red Bull this up. We do need these points. I think against Red Bull. Yeah, he's definitely got an engine issue. Don't fall out of the points, please. Oh man, he's really slow.
This is your final lap of the race.
Bummer. Yeah, there he goes. You might get a point. So Kvyat pit after us and has now re-caught us. Showing you how much speed we've dropped off.
We think our energy store is getting a little worse for wear. Stay out of the lean mix in order to reduce the load.
Ooh, I don't know that I can comply with that. To be honest, well, Hamilton's already won the race.
Our gap to the car in front is 27.5 seconds.
Did you say 25? That's a lot. Don't you lose this spot, Cone? Don't you do it. We're also minus 0.02 on fuel. Should run out right at the line then. Yep. Oh.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Oh, I'll pick up rubber, alright. That was a rough one.
They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. And
Is
after
it, though?
this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. It's a good result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table.
Ooh.
Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Felipe Massa. For me, that was an outstanding performance that drew on every bit of
I
his
guess.
not unsubstantial experience.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. It was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
So 2 things to note there. We're very close to Force India now in the points. And I and myself lost a position to Botas. And that's going to be our fight for the end of the season here. It's 4, 5, and 6. Really like that 4th place, but that's going to be a tough one to do with Botas, being so much significantly faster. We'll see what we can do from here. We'll move on. It was a very rough weekend. I knew it would be right at the beginning of practice, to be honest. It just didn't feel right. I don't think I drove a particularly good race either, but hopefully we made the most of it. We did still score some points today. We'll chin up, move on, and see what we can do next time here in Formula 1 2017. Thank you, as always, for watching.